So here we are in our template, which is the more advanced version that I spoke to you about earlier. Right, so I mentioned to you that across the top we've got the IKEA labels now. So down the left we've got an example of the engineer and how he thinks or she thinks and the way that they have to be. But then we move down there and we get to the project manager attributes. And that's where you're going to score yourself on the supplied template. We're going to have a look at entering here. Right, so for Jeremy, Jeremy's very interested in leadership, which is why he's here running this course. And he would like to think he's very knowledgeable, but to be humble, he'll call himself a 4. And you'll see our total on the far right-hand side is starting to go up. It's a 9 for leadership. Experience, I have tons of experience in leadership. And it energizes me, except conflict doesn't. So I'm going to kind of go with a 4. Or you've got the freedom in here to be a little more subjective than that if you want to be. And go, yeah, 3.5. Aptitude for leadership. Sometimes I have to put in a little more effort, so I'll make it a 4. Accomplishments, I have many accomplishments personally and professionally, so I'm sort of differentiating there and saying accomplishments there. So we jump back down and recording this live, as you can tell. Finance. I am not vaguely interested in finance, but don't tell my boss, so I'll make it a 2. Right, knowledge of finance is painfully true. It's a 3. And experience I have also, it's kind of moderate. But I have to be as a project manager and as a business manager, I need to know about this stuff. Does it energize me? Where do I enter 0, folks? Aptitude, where else do I put in a 0? Unless you're talking about going into seriously creating over-engineering spreadsheets in order to make finance more evident to me. But I do not have an aptitude. I do not have any accomplishments in finance, nor achievements really. So for leadership, I have a score of 32, but for finance an 8. Isn't that a surprise? Not a surprise if you know me. Motivation, very interested in motivation, very knowledgeable about it, very humble too. I have lots of experience and it energizes me tremendously to help other people. Do I have an aptitude for motivating people? I like to think I do. Yeah. Hesitation on the confidence there. I have a lot of accomplishment and have received awards from global companies. So there we go. Motivation is higher than leadership. But anyway, project management type stuff. Planning, yes, I've planning, knowledgeable, very experienced. It kind of energizes me, but not completely. Anyway, you'll get the idea. So what you've got here now is just what's happening on the right-hand side, these total scores against these different elements. So if you think about these being project management, so on the right, these totals are comparative at best. They're not averages or weighted averages or something. Again, it's just the opportunity for you to actually have to think about how you enter the answer here. Am I a 3? Am I a 4? And sort of commit to yourself that you're going to take this and show this to somebody else so they can go, no, you're kidding yourself if you think you're a 3 on finance. You're a 1. But then on motivation, they might say, why are you rating yourself so low? You're a very motivating person. And that's why people are drawn to you. So, you can flag those things. Make yourself think through all of these. These are all out of job descriptions on the internet. And you therefore getting an opportunity to reflect on different aspects of project management and understanding that in interviews you could be asked to give examples of when. When were you a good communicator? When did you have a communication problem? What was the situation? What did you do and what was the result? So when you rate yourself high here, to be realistic, ask yourself if you could answer an interview question on that. And if you couldn't, maybe you go away, if you've got to prepare for an interview, and think up some, not make them up, think them up, examples of when you've done this kind of thing.